and goes on to win. Communique from Not So Sleepy. Might have been Pacify who ran through for third ahead of Alternative Fact and Genetics.
Communique wins. He was relatively well supported. For all he did, he's out again just before the off. He went off at 9-2. Communique, Sylvester de Souza for Mark Johnson from Not So Sleepy, and Pacify back in third. And I like Stuart's use of the phrase grinding away. That's what he does. That's what he did here. But this horse, for all he might throw in the odd disappointing effort, you can never question his quality. We know he likes this track as well.
Indeed, and the long straight suits him, and he's been well ridden, positively ridden. I think that's the best way to do it with these horses. There might have been some doubt in some of our minds about him staying the trip, but it wasn't in Sylvester's mind. He just goes, let's go, crack on, make the most of us sitting near the pace, and get a lead that's not going to make us vulnerable in the closing stages. And in fact, Alternative Fact tried to close the gap, couldn't, and he's weakened and Not So Sleepy. Another one we thought may not get home
he's finished quite well.
Has finished strongly into second place. But the winner, I think, still well enough handicap to win a race where a lot of the horses have gone up. We got to the bottom of that infrastructure, haven't we? He was out of the handicap, and I don't know why. Horses rated 96 or below shall be what's the expression? Horses rated 96 and below will be treated as having that rating for the calculation of the rate of the weights. Don't really know why that should be, but that meant that infrastructure was £6 out of the handicap, so he's running the wrong race. But he wouldn't have won any race anyway off £6 lower today, would he?
No, he was ever so slightly disappointing, I think, the favourite, Infrastructure. But the winner, Communique under Sylvester de Souza, making his way back in. Let's get the SPs with Rachel.
A second course win then for Communique, and a fourth win this year for Mark Johnston. Right back to form to land the latest at Newbury. Right, SP's on the way. No time to dwell on that or wait for those, because we've got Air next up, the 230 and a Class 2 with £15,500 going to the winner. 11 of them. The two-year-olds in action next up. And the nursery headed up by Lightning Attack, 3-1. Shallow Hal at 4's Dream of Honour, 5-1. More news on the betting with Dave Nevison.
Yeah, despite the fact that he's got three runners in this race, it looks like the Keith Dalglish punters have gone to the bar after landing that massive gamble in the last. What a fantastic race that was. But we've got a competitive nursery here. Looks like it might be Richard Fahey's chance of his first winner of the meeting. He does so well at Lightning Attack. I wouldn't say it's been a massive steamer. It's favourite in the paper, but it's well supported here. But he's going to have to fight off the Carl Burke horse, Shallow Hal, onto a winner. Definitely had a few winners up at this Air meeting while I've been here. That's probably the best backed horse. Little bit of money late on after early weakness on Colossus. And the horse that is weak in the market is Dream of Honour. But it's Fahey and Burke here. We're going to see that quite a lot over the next couple of days. But they're the ones that seems to be fighting out certainly the race in the betting market.
3-1, the favourite Lightning Attack, who seems an obvious one, given that strong performance last time up at Hamilton, both on the ground and in the finish. Mark, interesting to go for the cheap pieces today.
Yeah, headgear on for the first time. He's had the 4 outings, still seeking his first win. But the run at Hamilton proved that the ground won't be an issue. Same trip today, 6 furlongs. The winner of Kevin Ryan's has been progressive, so it was a good run off 72, same mark. Richard Fahey's got a couple of runners. And remember in this race in recent seasons, Alban Starr must have landed one of the gambles of this meeting, wasn't he, a few years ago?
8 years ago.
Yeah, I think he went off even money off a mark of about 84. Don won triumphant a few years ago as well. So, you know, Richard Fahey's got history with the race. No surprise that he's favourite.
Kevin Ryan has won it, and indeed Keith Dalglish in recent seasons. Shallow Hal, though, for Carl Burke is a horse who goes handicapping now. He ran respectably at Newcastle last time up. Do you think he's been brought along with this sort of thing in mind?
I think he has. The last one was his best start, second behind Promote, beaten 3 parts of a length that day. That was at Newcastle. The only slow ground he's encountered so far was on debut at Redcar. Finished 9th that day. That wouldn't be good enough, but that was his career debut. And needless to say, he has improved since. Plus he's by Mason.
Dream of Honour's 11-2. There's a bit of a jump, isn't it? Top 2, and then there's a jump out to the others, 5.5-1. But Dream of Honour's been running well, albeit without winning.
He's been running consistently without winning. His only time he's been out of the money, that was in the big sales race at the Ebor meeting at York. Third last time out, that was back at York over 5.5. I think he'll cope with the ground. He's by Dream ahead. I think 77 is pretty fair.
Colossus comes from a family that owner Kevin Kirkup has done well with. Commander Kirkup, John Kirkup have both won from this particular pedigree. What chance Colossus?
Yeah, and also that family sort of screams soft ground as well, so he won't have a problem with that. He tried to carry his penalty at Carlisle last time out. It was a respectable effort. Third that day, beaten a length and 3/4. Handicapping, I think, will suit him more.
Hellish competitive race, though, isn't it? You've got what? 6 horses covered by £3 in the handicap.
You have, and then the betting suggests that as well. Pace-wise, you've got Jordan Electrics, Colossus, Shallow Hall, so I think it'll be truly run races. He'd expect over 6.
Yeah, it's a step up for Jordan Electric. He's got 6 lengths to find on Hamilton Farm with Lightning Attack, but he actually looked well in the paddock. He's quite a substantial 2-year-old. Plenty off him, the son of Dandy Man. But others you'd like to mention? Pacino, another one for Richard Fye, the top weight?
Yeah, he also ran in the sales race behind stablemate Red Balloons. He was 12th on that occasion. Prior to that, he'd looked progressive. He'd won at Wolverhampton. I think 80, again, he's got more or less what you'd expect him to get.
Last few going forward, and there is Lightning Attack, who's one off them. Ian Bartlett with the call again.
So last pair to go forward. Now here's the pink circle of Glorious Charmer. David Egan goes forward into store number 8. And then Shallow Hal, gate 6, yellow and white jacket for Ben Curtis for this Shadwell Stallions nursery. Sept. They're off. Blind a bit late off Baldwin, who'd been rearing up in the gates. He's the slowest one to get going. The black jacket of Lightning Attack down the centre, and Epona with a white splash on her face towards the right of the leading pair. Shallow Hal is right up there, and also with cheek pieces on Woodside Wonder, an orange cap towards the left. Colossus on the right, nose banded right in behind the leaders. Pacino's the orange and green down the centre alongside Jordan Electrics, and then Dream of Honour, yellow and purple jacket. Further behind those is Hauser Black, and then comes Glorious Charmer, who's in company with Baldwin at the rear of the field as they move to halfway, and Epona leads by a length. Epona it is, showing in front Colossus and Shallow Hal in second and third positions. The black of Lightning Attack just in behind those. On the right, Dream of Honour trying to make progress. Then comes towards the left, Pacino's having a barging match with Hauser Black and Glorious Charmer. Heading down to the closing stages now. It's still Epona. She's holding them at the moment. Shallow Hal through to second place. Colossus is there. Dream of Honour staying on now. Shallow Hal in the yellow and white. Nearest to us, Ben Curtis has taken the lead with 100 yards to go. Epona trying to battle on, but it's Shallow Hal who's got the better of her. Shallow Hal moves on to win. Second place, Lightning Attack failed. Second position was Epona to Lightning Attack, and a few lengths behind those Dream of Honour in fourth.
It's a win for Carl Burke, Ben Curtis and the On to a Winner team, although Carl's wife Elaine has a share, and Shallow Hal, who scores for the first time and does it going handicapping when quietly fancied, it would appear. Beating Epona, run a monster for Keith Douglas. The horse is on fire for Keith at the William Hill Gold Cup meeting, or the Western meeting as you know it as. At third to Lightning Attack, just got outpaced before running on. Dream of Honour didn't get the clearest of runs. He was snatched up a couple of times. He marked him up a little bit, finishing in fourth spot there, but Shallow Hal was always well positioned and gets it done when fancied.
He did, and he ran on really strongly, didn't he? Because he had plenty of challenges. He showed pace early. He sat second or third for much of the contest, fended off with all those around him, and he stayed on really strongly. Handicapped Davy off a mark of 76.
What a season it's been for Ben Curtis. It's a while since I last checked the numbers, but he was well into the 80s a few weeks ago.
And he's certainly well into his personal best season. I think 81 was his previous best, and also remarkable he's back so quickly, because didn't he dislocate his shoulder not that long ago? So he's quickly back in action on board this horse who he has never ridden before, but he shows pace, and he sits in behind Epona. You mentioned Keith Dalglish's filly. She's run really well, but the winner's done it nicely, conceded all that weight.
Yeah, the pace has held up. You just sort of wondered how much Shallow Hal and Epona would have in the closing stages. You can see Colossus noseband shaped up well. At white face extreme right, that is the eventual fourth Dream of Honour, and he never quite gets a clear cut at it.
No, he doesn't. The second Epona's edged to her left and taken Colossus with her, and that's impacted, hasn't it, on Tim Easterby's horse Dream of Honour. He got snatched up. You could say he's rallied now, he's got the opportunity, but it hasn't done him any favours. Richard Fahey's run a Lightning Attack